Well, one thing is clear. I am not getting any younger. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mike. I'm 59 years old and I live alone on this rural property in the Ouachita National Forest in Arkansas. And I've been here 11 years and I've renovated this house over the last 11 years by myself. And a big question that comes up a lot is, how long am I going to be able to do this? We're going to answer some of them questions. And I'm going to let you know what I've been thinking about. Now, everybody ages. We can't beat that, right? Nope. And about 2 years ago, I was very overweight. I was out of shape. I drank a lot. And I just felt like crap. And it started to dawn on me, I may not be able to keep this up. It's getting too hard for me to do the smallest of things. And I made a change there. I made a complete 180 change with my life. Changed what I ate. I gave up drinking and started to lead a more healthy lifestyle. And it has paid off. Things have gotten a lot easier for me to do. I ain't carrying that extra 104 pounds that I had. I know I'm not, am I? Tilly's here for the peanut gallery, see. So them things have become a lot easier. Just simple things, carrying in the groceries. A lot has changed. But that doesn't mean something couldn't happen tomorrow. It just changes everything because I am here alone. There's nobody to help me if I fall, if something happens. That's not here. Now, I am only 59. Some of you younger people might go, that's old. Well, it's really not. Depends on what kind of shape you're in. And right now, I feel great. But that doesn't guarantee what's going to happen tomorrow. So, I have actually, for the last couple of years, my plan is to get this place finished, at least where I can make a good dime off of it. Let my dogs live out their life here, unless something were to happen. And probably sell the place and buy a house closer to the city. Yep. You always hear me preaching about rural living and all this and that, but the reality is this can't last forever. Now, I may be able to do another 20 years here. I just don't know the answer to that. There's no way to know the answer to that. For now, it's day to day. Okay? But it will start to become more difficult. There's no doubt about it. Don't matter how good a shape you're in, your bodies wear out. Now, I'm a 100% disabled veteran, and I have 8 separate diagnoses on my feet, which cause problems throughout my knees, my back. For years, I thought it was my back that was the issue, and after a lot of doctor visits and specialists, they've determined that it's all the issues with my feet, so that I got rated for that's my highest rating. But, and changing my diet has helped with the inflammation and that. I can walk fine. Problem is I can't walk very long, and I can't stand on my feet too long. And that plays into a lot of these projects I do. I've had foot problems for years. They actually knew about it when I re-enlisted in the Army and still let me back in. And it is a very common problem with veterans. When I went in the early 80s, boots were terrible, okay? And you put a lot of miles on them boots, trust me. Their footwear, every bit of their footwear back then was horrible. And then we'd go out and buy these jump boots with what the airborne wears, and they're even worse for your feet. So over that time, it made my feet worse. And then as you age and put weight on, well, that doesn't help the matter. So that caused a whole lot of, you know, and it is common for people my age to have back problems, especially if you've worked hard all your life. But that did not help it at all. I've got some serious back issues. So hard physical work for me is difficult. Fortunately, I got a lot of that already done, but I have to maintain things. There are certain things that happen that I can't do myself. I needed somebody else's hands, and that ain't always there, which leads me to figuring it out, which could be dangerous. And you never know. I mean, I could do something tomorrow and get hurt, and it's all over with. And then I'm stuck with a house that has 10 unfinished projects. Fortunately, property prices have went way up, so I have no doubts I would get something good out of it. But I would also at the same time have to pay a very high price to buy something in the city. Now, the city where I'm thinking of is fairly inexpensive. One of the lowest in the country, and it's not a huge city, and hospitals are all over the place. The thought of me just having to pack up and move next to a hospital, you know, it doesn't sit well with me. It's, you know, when do you throw in the towel? Well, I'm not ready to do that yet, because I'm getting even better. I feel better today than I did the day I bought this place. When I bought this place, when I came and looked at this place, I was using a cane and I had just come off of about a eight month back injury. That's how long I was down. I mean, seriously down. And I looked at this place, walked around with a cane, and it has been a struggle. You know, not only have I done it alone, but I've done it alone with some serious health issues. I wouldn't say health, I would say back issues, arthritis, things like that. My lifestyle change has totally, it hasn't turned it around, but it's made it easier to deal with. But there's certain things you have to do. I mean, keeping up with the lawn. You wouldn't think so, but riding a lawnmower around a rocky property that is not level, it's very hard on your body. And I got to do that at least once a week. Now it's slowing down with the heat. The grass isn't growing as much, but it still needs to be done. There comes a point where I won't be able to do that anymore. And what do you do then? Then you got to pay somebody. It's going to come to I could stay out here till the day I died, but it would cost me more than it would be worth. So in the near future, I am going to be looking at properties, probably not in the city, but on the close outskirts, and seriously think about buying a second home and still stay here, but have that ready, because this house is paid off. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have hardly any bills here, so it would not be hard for me to buy a second home just to have that as a cushion. A lot of people can't do that, but I am fortunate enough I should be able to do that. God, it's going to kill my soul to pay the prices they're asking. I mean, for a house that was $40,000 a few years ago, they want $125,000, $150,000. And I see these videos of all these other cities, and they're going for $500,000 for the size home I grew up in. The size home I grew up in, a 3-bedroom ranch, is going for crazy prices these days. And I ain't going to get that for this place. This place is it's basically set up for one person, and it's not that big. It's 1,100 square feet. But now is the time. People are migrating to the country, and Tilly, get out of there. Get out of that fire pit. There's nails in there. Come here. I got a treat. You got to bribe them. I don't have a treat, which means I'm going to have to go get one. Come on, girls. Sorry for the interruption, guys. I do everything in one take. Get up here. Now listen to me. These people are trying to listen to me. They don't want to see no old smelly dogs. Okay? Smelly dogs that like to get into trouble. Like you. And you. Okay, I want you guys to behave. They're terrible. They're just terrible. And that is another reason, guys. I want my dogs to live out their lives here. Rooster's 11. Lily is going on 12. These two, this one's 4 and this one's about 6 or 7. Yeah, she's 7. Tilly is about 4. So they got some time. They got some time. I think I can maintain this as long as I'm getting broken bones. Nothing's discovered. I do my current physical status. Okay, my heart's good. I get regular checkups. My lungs are clear, unbelievably, since I smoked for 35 years. But I got to go in every year, get a CAT scan. I've got to go in 2 weeks and get my thyroid. Whatever they do to that, they scan that. Because they found some nodules on there, but they're not cancerous, but they're keeping an eye on it. So I got to go to the VA and get that done. So as long as I can maintain good health, I think I can keep up with this. I'm probably going to get more done in the next few months than I've ever gotten done on this place. There's so many things you have to look at, you know. Where is your current health at? How far are you from town? I fortunately am only like 14 miles from town. So, but if there was a medical emergency, I would have to call an ambulance, which would take anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes to get here. And then if the issue was serious enough, they have to land a helicopter and life flight you out. That happened across the road last year with them. Helicopter lands right in their yard, picks them up and goes. Which is very expensive. Fortunately, VA covers a lot of my medical, so I don't have to worry about a lot of that. But man, you never know. What would I advise somebody my age that was looking to do this? Hey man, I'd say go for it. If you're feeling good, if you're alone and you're still feeling good, go for it. There's people that retire and they go do the van life, you know. Your body's going to tell you when it's time to quit, and mine is not telling me that right now. I don't give up easy on things. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I probably do need to set up some kind of system where I, you know, because the honest truth is, if something happens to me and I kick the bucket in there, I could probably be in there a month before anybody would know. You guys would probably become more concerned than anybody around here because you wouldn't see a video from me. So I need to set up some kind of a system where maybe I text somebody every morning, every evening, hey man, I'm kicking. And that way if they don't get that text, you know, then they can go the next step, call the sheriff, have the sheriff check on me. I kind of hate doing something like that because what if the phone breaks and then I got the sheriffs and all them pulling up here seeing my, you know, illegal stash of junk. No, I don't have anything illegal. But you don't want to take law enforcement out of whatever they're doing because it's a good haul for them to come out here. It's a big county. But some kind of system needs to be set up to where if something were to happen to me, I wouldn't be laying there for days. Once you can figure those kind of things out, you know, you're better off. But I would not discourage anybody from following their dream if that's your dream. If you might be the opposite of me right now, you might be 59, sitting in the city, wanting to come do this. And I would say do it. You might find a place that's a little more complete than mine, you know, somebody where you don't have to do a lot of work, where you can spend your time just enjoying things. As long as you got systems set up and people checking on you, I'd say go for it. As I said, I am thinking of getting a place in town. I mean, buying another house would be a good investment. I could always rent it out until I need it. And I don't really want to deal with that kind of issue with people, but that is an option. And we're just going to have to see what happens. But for now, we're going to keep driving on. And I mean, there's no better life for me. No better life at all. Is there, Tilly? Did you want to say the closing message? They're not interested. They just like licking, and you know, they act like they got bugs all over them. All this licking they do. You guys have Seresto collars. You ain't got no ticks. They got a spot right here on their back. Oh, she likes that. Look at that. Oh, that's a spot you guys can't reach. Yeah, look at that face. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy trails.